This video is related to our group project. We will explain you future forms.
Different ways of talking about the future. We use structures like be going to, will, future continuous, future perfect, present simple, present continuous for future tenses. The structure we use depends on the function of what we want to say, whether they are future arrangements, plans, or predictions.
I thought will was the future tense in English.
It is one of the ways of talking about the future, but there are a few others. Let's look at will to start with. We use will not, it means won't, plus infinitive for future predictions. For example, Oliver will be back soon, we won't be ready. Do you think it will rain this afternoon? We also use will when we decide something at the moment of speaking. For example, if the doorbell rings, I'll get it.
You said will is used for decisions made at the moment of speaking. What about decisions made before the moment of speaking?
Then we can use either present continuous and be going to possibility. For example, Amy is coming round. We are going to watch a film. Want to join us?
Is there a difference between them?
Yes, we can use present continuous more for arrangements with other people and be going to more for intentions. You can use both of them because many events are arrangements and intentions. For example, M is going to come round. It is Emmy's intention. M is coming round. It is an arrangement between Emmy and Daisy. I'm going to clean my room tonight. It's an intention, not I'm cleaning my room tonight.
So could I say I'm going to go to the cinema with Alex?
Yes, that's correct, but often we avoid saying going to go because it doesn't sound very elegant. Instead of this, we can use present continuous with go. For example, I'm going to the cinema with Alex.
And I will go to the cinema with Alex.
No, we cannot use will for arrangements or intentions if the decision was made before the moment of speaking.
Oh yes, you told me that before. Anything else?
Yes, there is another use of going to. We use going to for future predictions too, especially when you can see something happening or about to happen. For example, look out, you are going to spill that.
Can you use going to for other predictions?
Yes, sometimes we can use both will and going to. For example, I think the Green Party will win the election. I think that the Green Party are going to win the election.
Okay, and one last thing. Is it correct to say when's the race? That's present simple, isn't it?
Yes, you can use present simple for timetable events. For example, my train leaves at 4 p.m. tomorrow, or the match starts at 8 p.m.
So sometimes you can use going to or the present continuous, and sometimes you can use will or going to. And you can also use present simple for timetable events. I'll never understand the future.
Future continuous will be doing and the future perfect will have done. We studied examples of the use of this time form. People are standing in line at the cinema. In half an hour the cinema will be full. Everyone will be watching the movie. The cinema will be empty in 3 times. The movie is already over. Everyone will go home.
If you don't remember, then refresh your memory of what is continuous and what is perfect. In short, continuous is an action in the process, and perfect is an action that ended before a period specific of time. For example, I will be doing something. It means that I will be in the process of doing this thing. For example, this time next week I will be on vacation. And the next example is I will be lying on the beach or swimming in the sea. You don't have a chance to get this job. You are just going to waste time trying to get this job. Compare will be doing and will do. For example, don't call me between 7 and 8 o'clock. I'm going to have dinner. Let's wait for Lisa's arrival and then have lunch. Compare will be ing future continuous with other forms of continuous. For example, at 10 o'clock yesterday, Sally was in her office. She was working. Was working is a past continuous. It's 10 o'clock now. She is in the office. She works. Is working present continuous. Tomorrow at 10 a.m. she will be in the office. It will work. Will be working future perfect.
Note that be is a part of the future continuous time form. It's always present in sentence of this type. So don't confuse will be doing and the simple future will be. There is another way to use will be to inform, to talk about action completed in the future. How it looks in the example. For example, the government will give information today will be making. Are you living the summer? Will be doing. Later in the program, I'll tell you about the Ministry of Education. Will be talking. Our best player got injured, so he won't take part in Saturday's game. Won't be played. In these cases, will be ing is used in the same way as doing going to. Now let's talk about future perfect. Will have done. As mentioned earlier, this is the same perfect as always, only the result of the action refers to a certain future moment. It consists of an auxiliary verb, will have, and a semantic verb in three forms.
We use will have to say that something will be done by a certain point in the future. For example, Sally always leaves for work at 8:30 in the morning. She won't be home at 9 a.m. She's already gone to work. We are late. The movie will already start by the time we get to the cinema. Compare. We'll have with other perfects. Ted and Amy have been married for 24 years. Have been present perfect. Next year, they will be married for a quarter of a century. Will have been future perfect. Then their son was born. They were married for 3 years. Have been past perfect.
Now, let's talk about present simple for future. We use present simple for future in order to indicate that future event is scheduled. Something is scheduled when it is written in someone's diary or it is on a timetable. Now, example with transport. A train leaves at 10 p.m. Example with entertainment. The film starts at 7 p.m. Example with scheduled plans. I leave for Panama next week. Example with things that will happen at a particular moment in the future because that's when they always happen. For example, I start work at 8 tomorrow. Okay, now let's move on to the structure B2 plus infinitive. We use B2 plus infinitive when discussing formal or official arrangements, or to be formal instructions or orders. For example, the Prime Minister is to make a further visit to the London next week. We are to receive and pay rise in line with inflation in September. I don't mind her going to Lou's party, but she's not to be back late. You are not to leave this house without my permission. In Russian, it will be something like должен. For example, the last example, you are not to leave this house without my permission. Ты не должна покидать дом без моего разрешения. Is that clear? By the way, the B2 plus infinitive structure is also frequently used in newspaper, radio, and television reports to refer to future events. It expresses near certainty that what is forecast will happen. For example, a man is to appear in court later this morning charged with the murder of the footballer. The Ministry of Trade and Industry has announced that it is to move 3,000 jobs out of the capital and relocate them in the northeast. And work is to begin this week on the new bridge across the Nile in the north of Africa. We often use B2 plus infinitive in the if clause in conditional sentences when talking about preconditions or something to happen. For instance, if we are to catch that train, we shall have to leave now. If I were to increase my offer from 500 to 550 pounds, would you be interested in selling me your car? If we are to solve the world's pollution problems, we must address environmental issues now. B2 plus passive infinitive is often used when giving instructions. It is not noticeable always on the medicine bottles and can be seen on other official notices too. For instance, to be taken 3 times a day after meals. And or these benches are not to be removed from the changing rooms. No food of any kind to be taken into the examination. Note that although this structure is used to talk about current and future arrangements and events, it is configured in present and past tenses. However, B2 plus perfect infinitive is sometimes used to show that a planned event did not materialize, not happen. For instance, he was to have appeared in the West End show, but broke his collarbone during the rehearsals. They were to have picked strawberries this morning, but the torrential overnight rain made the field too muddy. Sammy was to have married Sarah, but then Jamie came along and the engagement ring he had given her was returned.